Hello, Leo. What is going on? Welcome to your reading for July of 2019. My name is Jai Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Thank you so much for subscribing, for hitting that notification bell, and for giving this video a thumbs up. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Channel for Grace. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, do so on my website at channelforgrace.guru and then click on book a reading. And if you would like to leave a donation to the channel, you can do so to paypal.me/Eagle Star Yoga. I'm excited about this month of June, especially for Leo, because I'm a Leo moon. I'm a Gemini with Gemini rising and Leo moon. So I love the Leo reading. I feel this very strong connection to the Leo energy. And also because July is an epic month. It's jam-packed with a lot of astrological events that are going to be affecting us in a very deep way. Starting on July 2nd with a solar eclipse in the sign of Cancer. Moving into a lunar eclipse on July 16th in the sign of Capricorn. And then another new moon in the same month on July 31st, which is the new moon in Leo. So that's called the black supermoon. It's not too like crazy special, but it does make for us this month of July a very powerful month. I think I said June a second ago. I meant July, okay? So if I did say June, I've been kind of a little bit out of it myself. So eclipses bring about these revolutionary times in our lives, these opportunities where the universe shows you in a very big or a very clear way that you have a choice and that something new and exciting is coming. Change is here. Revolution in your life is here. And if you feel like you've been going through a spiritual awakening or are sort of starting to awaken, July is going to feel like the month where it kind of all happens. So you might feel tower moments in your life in the month of July. You may feel just intense energies in the month of July. You may go through like emotional ups and downs. You may feel like you have to face stuff in your life that you haven't been wanting to face, but it's like officially time to look at, because on the other side of July is like a new world. July becomes this portal that opens the door for us to step through, and we can either choose to step into change in our lives, into this new phase in our lives, into a new way of being in our lives, or we can choose to keep things the same, keep them as they are, which means that resistance will create a lot of friction, and that's what causes these like huge tower moments in our lives. So try not to go against what you like deep down inside know is the right thing for you to do this month. Let's burn some Palo Santo and say a little prayer to create sacred space, call in our spirit guides, angels, and teachers. And let's do this reading for you guys, Leo. I want to thank our spirit guides and angels and teachers for being here with us today. I would like to ask help clearing the energy of the cards that I'm going to be using, as well as my energy, so I can be that clear channel for the wisdom, the messages to flow through to you, my beautiful Leo friends. We're using the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Animal Spirit from Tarot from the Wild Unknown, and also we might use a couple of the Rebecca Campbell Oracle cards. So my readings, they're simple but powerful. We pull 5 major cards, or 5 cards. There'll be an intuition card, a challenge card, an overall theme, a wisdom from the ancestors card, and an animal spirit card. And then sometimes I pull clarifiers, and if I feel the need to pull some oracle cards at the end, I definitely do. I have been for these readings for July, so because it's such a spiritual month, it's such like an awakening month. We're going to, especially with the new moon that we had this last month, the full moon in Sagittarius that we had this last month of June, that was sort of like between that time and now, July, is a very important phase in our lives where we need to recognize that we really are starting to step forward. And when the eclipses come, that is the time for the change to like manifest in your life. And you'll also be feeling the effects of these eclipses basically for like 2 years beyond July. That's why this is so important for us to know what's going on, to recognize what's going on, and to really go with the flow as much as we can, to not resist the changes that the universe is wanting for you. Because you know that they're guiding you in the right direction, right? You gotta know that. You gotta very deeply know that. Wow, all these cards came out, and we are going to use them all because that's what we do. We're gonna pull one more that just kind of flew out. I love it. 10 of Cups. And I'll shuffle the Animal Spirit Tarot so that we can get one from here as well. This is a really cool reading for you guys, Leo. I'm really liking this reading. I can tell you just like verbally what you've got. You've got the Lovers here. You've got the 9 of Cups. You've got the Emperor, 4 of Swords, 10 of Cups, and also the 5 of Cups. We'll ask what that 5 of Cups is all about. But I'm getting the sense that, and you got the Dragonfly, I'm getting the sense that we're, as a Leo energy, Leo rising, Leo moon, and Venus in Leo, we're coming out of this like grief period. I'm getting that sense right now. And this is our first card. 5 of Cups is about grief and sadness, not, being in that kind of dark emotional space. There's really nothing wrong with it. Grief is a very important part of our lives. If we're not able to grieve for the things that we've lost, we're not able to move on to what's coming next, to the reason why it all happened. Grief is a very natural human emotion. So if you have been feeling grief, or if you're even feeling grief right now, if you're feeling this sense of grief, this grief could also be a sign of the sort of ascension symptoms. It's emotional. You feel the shifts energetically in your being, but you can't quite tell what it is. And this feeling of grief comes over you and you don't even really know where it comes from. When things like that happen, where something comes up for you and you don't know where it comes from, usually it's because you're energetically feeling the effects, like the underlying effects of something. And it's confusing because, like, normally, for example, say you're not a sad person, but somehow right now you're sad. Those are the times for you to it's very important for you to recognize that this sadness is not necessarily that you are like this sad being or that you're depressed in a way. It's more of you are feeling the effects of the shifts that are happening in our universe, on this planet, regarding the ascension of the planet. So you might be feeling like that right now. You might be feeling this like intense sadness going on right now, and that's okay. Just know that that's completely okay. The Lovers card comes to us here. The Lovers card is about love. It is about being in your heart center. It can be about an actual relationship, a romantic relationship that is here or is coming to you, or you're beginning to experience right now. It could also mean that there's more friendships coming your way. This card is actually also in the challenge position, which could represent for some of us that it's difficult for us to connect to love right now for some reason. Like, it's difficult for us to connect to our heart space. And we are all about the heart, right? Leos have the biggest hearts that I know of. They just love. They love the world. That they love being around people. They also love things like being in the limelight and feeling good about themselves. They get, they're very motivated people. generally. Not all Leos can, you know what I mean? Everybody, there's variations, but the message that's coming through, if it's resonating with you, then take it in. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then don't even worry about it. Maybe the rest of it will resonate. But basically, this is your heart. This is love. This is connecting to, that big heart of yours, Leo. And it might be a little bit challenging for you, especially if you are, going through some kind of grief symptoms. We move into, we got like 5 cards came out as the overall theme for Leo for the month. And let me show them to you. It is the 4 of Swords, the Father of Wands, the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the Emperor. So I'm going to go through them one at a time. First card here, the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is about mental clarity. It's the card where the universe says it's time for you to focus, to hone your energy and to maybe meditate or take a break and take the rest that you need to clear your mind. In this card, this little lamb at the bottom has its third eye fully open, which also looks like a sun. I'll bring it a little closer again, but it looks like he's got a sun on his third eye. It's a little blurry, but and the sun is all about Leo, right? We are the sun. Whoa. But the sun is ruled by the sign of Leo. So you are connecting with who you are. This is what this card is sort of hinting at. When you have to find clarity, because right now things feel a little not so clear, especially because your emotions are very strong right now. However, you have to find the clarity, and to find the clarity, you have to meditate on what makes you who you are. What is something that is going to bring you happiness in your life right now or at this point in your life. The Father of Wands is asking us to step into our creativity. And you can't really be in your creativity unless you're in an inspired place, unless you're in a confident space, unless you're in a grounded space. That's why finding clarity, meditating, finding clarity, grounding yourself down is going to be what holds that foundation for you this month to step into your creativity. You might sometimes feel like you're the only one that is turned on. You're the only one that has this shimmer of light. You're the only one that's awakened amongst a sea of people that are completely asleep to their spiritual light. And that can be a very lonely journey. That can feel very lonely. But you, Leo, are fiery. You are this fire energy. You are the sun. You are the warmth. You are what brings the light. And this is your journey. And you need to fully embrace it. That is what's going to bring, make your wishes come true. So I think that this grief card that came at the beginning of the reading could have a lot to do with this feeling of aloneness that the 7 of Wands represents. It could feel very alone, and it could make you very sad to know that you live in a world that hasn't yet woken up fully. Now, the important thing to remember is that people, you are here because you are part of the ascension team, I guess you could call it. Because a lot of people that come to my readings are mostly people that have, spiritually awakened or are awakening. This is the kind of audience that tends to find my readings. They're at least, aware that certain changes are going on in their lives, and it has to do with spiritual shifts. And so there's a more in-depth understanding of what spirituality is and how you connect to your soul, to your spirit. If you're on this mission, right? If you are the light worker, this is the card of the light worker amongst the sea of people that are, in a sense, dead or energetically dead because their light hasn't turned on yet. That's one way to put it. So this card is saying you are the light worker, and it could be a lonely journey, but this is your purpose. So embrace it. Find the clarity that you need And the way to step into your creativity is you remember where you come from. You remember that light. You remember that source energy. And as you do that, you literally make your wishes come true. You make your wishes come true. And the last card we've got is the Emperor. And on this card is an actual eclipse right here. This is the solar eclipse. The Emperor he's grounded. He's in his power. He's that father figure that guides us into knowing the wisdom that it means to be in this world. He has a lot of wisdom to share with us. He is, he's the king of his kingdom. He is the Emperor. And the Leo energy is very much like that. The kingdom of Leo, like stepping up into that like very confident space where you know who you are, you know where you come from, and you almost like are creating your own kingdom, right? You're creating this world where you get to step up and lead. You are becoming a leader. And that is what the Emperor is saying to you. And what the message of the eclipse for you is this, that you are stepping into your power as this figure that is a leader. And when you are able to do all of that, when you are able to connect to your light, to that source energy of the sun, that is who you are, what our spirit guides are saying is that we get to step into this beautiful energy of radiance. Because the 10 of Cups is happiness. It's happiness in your home. It's happiness in your life. It's fully radiating. It's being completely you. It's all the colors of the chakras. It's all of your chakras being fully awakened, fully alive. And it's you feeling at home in who you are. And the eclipses of this month, especially the solar eclipse, is all about being home where you are. Noticing what is home to you. And to you, it's being you. It's being yourself. That's where you need to head to. That it's like you're returning back home to who you are. The dragonfly is the master of light, illusion, and also the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder in awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and your perception. So how are you looking at the world? Finding mental clarity is very important. That we got this Four of Swords. So that's a way to check in with your mind and your perception, is finding clarity, is doing that meditation to find the clarity in your life. So do you have a restless energy, or is your mind still? Is it dreamlike, or is it crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance, and that's why we got to take a deeper look into what's going on. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. That is so beautiful. It asks us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. Beautiful message for you guys, Leo. Let's pull some Work Your Light oracle cards so that we can bring a message to your soul. You got the Mirror card. Who or what is triggering you? I see why we're getting that card, because of the Five of Cups that basically said that there might be some grief in your life, some sadness in your life right now. And this could be an opportunity for you to ask yourself, where is that coming from? And I actually want to pull a clarification card for that after I do these oracle cards for Leo. So one more card from the oracle cards for Leo. One more message for Leo's soul. What does our soul need to hear right now? Okay, so take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Leos do tend to get a little type A-ish. They really want to look good, and they really want it to look good, whatever they put their mind to. So it's important for these types of people to definitely remember when to take a break and to find that balance, because it's such a fiery energy, you can overdo it. You can do too much and never really take a break because you feel like you have all this energy, right? You also got Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. You're not alone in this world. The family that you are looking for, that you're feeling distant from, that you're feeling like you can't quite find in your everyday life, is actually all around you. And it's around you in this energy of the Lover's card. This is friends, relationships, lovers, heart space. And so this group of people is actually here with you right now, and they're guiding you in your journey. And they're loving watching you go through the experiences, because I've heard it actually said many times is that this human experience is actually a coveted experience. And what that means is that people would like, this is a desired experience to have, like, because this world is so magical in the sense that we can literally manifest our thoughts into actual physical things, our thoughts, our desires into manifestation. And we forget how important and how magical this world really is until something really, really amazing happens in our lives. And the universe literally shows us how magical it is. And I feel like that's where you're going this month. You are going to be finding the clarity that you need to step into your full radiance. I want to pull a clarification card for the Five of Cups. Why is the Five of Cups here for Leo? Okay, Five of Swords, Five of Cups, Five of Swords. The number 5 is, in numerology, in tantric numerology, is also the physical body. So this is about physical body healing, and that's why I said this could be an ascension symptom, because we feel it in our bodies, and it's things that we don't quite understand why they're happening. But the reason why you're feeling this grief, or you could be, or for some of you, you are feeling this grief, or you have felt this grief in the past, is because there's still some cords to cut. Cords, energetic cords connected to old thought patterns, old ways of being, relationships that don't serve you anymore, addictions. These are energies that, like, basically when you have memories of the past, of things that happened in your past that were negative experiences, and you have those memories and you have an emotional reaction to that memory, you get sad, or you feel the fear of the past, or you feel those emotions that you felt in that old relationship, that means that you haven't yet cleared it altogether. Because basically when healing happens, and I've gone through this myself, I've had a relationship in my life that was really toxic and really abusive, emotionally abusive. When I got out of it, it took me a long time to get to a point where I could finally remember the relationship and not feel the toxic emotions that came when I was in it. Do you know what I mean? So this is about you finally, like, fully healing from those things. There's still some work to be done, and you need to get to a place where you feel so sure of yourself, so confident of yourself, so clear of yourself, that you literally are in your full power as the Emperor. You're literally in your power, and those things transition or literally become memories that show you what you had to go through to get where you're at, or what you've gone through to get where you're at, but they no longer have an emotional tie to you. You no longer feel the sadness or the grief or the pain or the toxic emotions that came when you were in the relationship, because you're no longer there. And so if some of you are still in relationships that are toxic, you want to get out of those situations. Doing that's not going to help you at all in growth. And if you're wanting true growth in your life, this is something that you need to make this decision yourself. Nobody else can make this decision for you. So you got to look at everything and really look at it. Look at the perception. How are you perceiving things? And open yourself up to see the truth. See the truth, because looking at the truth is the first step to recognizing that any kind of change needs to happen, or that everything's okay, you know? So this is a very powerful reading. And I definitely am seeing you guys, it's a positive ending. Like, you're getting to your radiance, but there is a little bit of like work on your part that you have to do. And it is not necessarily something physical. It's an energetic choosing what you want, choosing it, and then doing the work. I hope that this reading resonated with you, Leo. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing month of July. Just go with the flow as much as you can. You're going to be okay, and it's going to be really beautiful. And I'm sure that you'll find something really exciting on the other side of this rainbow, because you did get rainbows. I will see you in 1 month for your monthly reading, and Sat Nam.